some members of parliament from both the NDC and NPP sides were at the Jubilee House to pay a courtesy call on President akufo-addo. The delegation applauded President akufo-addo for the many developmental projects ongoing in the region and, like Oliver Twist, asked for more. On Wednesday, the president hosted the leadership of the National Union of Ghana Students to discuss recent developments in the education sector. The president condemned recent acts of violence recorded on campuses of two of the country's public universities and urged all stakeholders involved to address whatever issues there are with negotiations and dialogue. The president spent much of the day in cabinet on Thursday, while the vice president is currently in Barbados representing Ghana at the maiden edition of the Afro-Caribbean Trade and Investment Forum in Bridgetown, Barbados. Over the weekend, the vice president launched the centenary anniversary celebration of Accra High School, the first secondary school to be established in the eastern province of the Gold Coast. The vice president noted that education remains at the forefront of government's development agenda and will continue to prioritize it to ensure that equal access to education is given to all Ghanaians. I'm Jefferson Saki, Deputy Director of Communications, here at the Jubilee House.
And so that was how the week began for President akufo-addo. Well, the president is already in Kasoa to begin his two-day working tour of the central region. Let's cross over now to our team of reporters who are stationed in Kasoa and other communities waiting for the president's arrival. Wilberforce Asari and Samiri Afe are joining us live right now as we take you live to the grounds right now. Wilberforce is joining us from the court complex location, and Samiri Afe is at Bojuasi, where President akufo-addo will later on be cutting sword for the Kasoa Bojuasi Road. Gentlemen, good to have you. Let me begin with you Wilberforce. Take us through what has been happening since you arrived at this location.
Kasoa Court Complex, there is a high build-up of energy, and that's because there are a lot of people in expectant mood waiting for the arrival of the President of the Republic, Nana Addo Dankwa akufo-addo. Now, I can tell you that the building that you are seeing behind me is about 95% complete. And so when you look at it from the exterior, virtually everything is complete. I have gone inside and I have seen that inside everything is also complete. What is left is the finishing and also some groundworks that have to be done here in the exterior. Two courtrooms, two huge courtrooms, and there is also the judge's chair.
All right, we will take you back to Wilberforce Asari, who is stationed at the court complex in Kasoa, where President akufo-addo is expected to arrive there for an inspection tour of the facility. Wilberforce will join us very shortly, but right now, let's cross over to Bojuasi, where Samiri Afe is standing by. President akufo-addo, as part of his working tour of the area, will also be cutting sword for the Kasoa Bojuasi Road. Sami, you've been there for some time now. Take us through what you have observed even before the president arrives.
Thank you very much, Kweko. It's been exciting here at Bojuasi, to be precise, because the residents in this particular area say the construction of this particular road is going more or less be a good sign or a sign of relief for them, because they have been they're suffering in terms of bad roads in this particular community. And so this particular stretch, which is going to be constructed and the sword going to be cut today by the president, is going to be one of the major reliefs to them in this community. It's a 16-kilometer a 16-kilometer road, which is the Kaswa-Bodrasi road, and we are told that this is going to link towns like Odan in the eastern region, Asamai Kese in the eastern region, Swedro in the central region, among others. The contract, according to officials of the Ministry of Roads and Highways, was awarded in 2022, and work is expected to start on the 6th of September this year. So probably on Tuesday, work is expected to start. Work is expected to start on this particular project. According to the contractor working on this project, it's going to take 24 months, which is 2 years to complete this particular project. And it's being funded by the government of Ghana. According to the contractor, is costing a total of 93 million Ghana cedis to fund this whole project. The contractor is MS General Construction and Development Limited. Speaking to residents here, they believe that this particular project has come at a better time because they have been suffering a lot when it comes to road construction in this particular community. And this falls under the Ewutu Senya East constituency, where the member of parliament happens to be Madam Hawa Kumsin. Now, it's an adjoining, more or less like stretch, because it affects residents of Ewutu Senya East and also residents of Ewutu Senya West. So they believe that the construction of this particular road has come at a better time for them in terms of development here. So we are told that the president will arrive here in some few minutes to officially cut the sword for work to begin. We have officials of the Ministry of Roads to also
when
be
the
here.
president arrives for that particular ceremony. Samiri Afe, and as you can see in your shorts as well, Akwesinsia, a journalist station at Bodrasi, will be bringing us live updates when President Akufo-Addo cuts sword for the Kaswa-Bodrasi road project. Right now, though, let's cross over back to Wilberforce Asari, who is at the court complex in Kaswa, where President Akufo-Addo shortly will arrive there for an inspection tour of the facility. Wilberforce, apologies, we had a disconnection to your line, but continue with what you were telling us. What have you observed? What time is the president arriving?
All right, Kweku. So I can tell you that President Akufo-Addo in no time is going to be here. Earlier on, when we came to me, I was telling you about the components of this particular facility that has been constructed here. I told you about the fact that there is a 2 court rooms, and there is also the judge's chamber. There is a recorder's office, the registry, the registrar's office, the ADR office, ADR secretariat, and ADR is alternative dispute resolution. There is also the source room, the multiple washrooms, there's the cashier's office, secretary office, there's a gate house. The gate house actually has 2 holding cells, one for male, one for female. There's a security post, and there is also a standby generator. They have also installed solar panels for green energy here at this court complex, and we are told that the facility is about 95% complete. I have been joined by Isaac Ofori. Isaac Ofori is the municipal engineer, and I'm going to speak to him shortly to tell us more about this facility. So, Isaac, you are the engineer here in this municipality. Tell us exactly what level is this project in terms of its completion?
Yeah, thank you very much. I think at this stage, we have reached 95% of the project. So we are left with 5% for us to complete the project.
And this 5% that is left, what exactly does it entail?
It left with some of the external works and the internal finishing, and that's it. So hopefully, the next month you'll be able to finish the project.
So you are targeting that in the next 1 month, this facility will be ready for use. Tell us, what kind of courts are going to be here? I'm told that the old building has a circuit court to the left and a district court to the right. I've seen that this building has 2 court buildings, one on the ground and one on the top. Which courts are going to be in it?
The ground floor will be a circuit court, and the second floor or the first floor will be the high court. We also have ADR both at the first floor and the down floor.
Okay. And so there's going to be a high court here and also a circuit court. So does it mean that the old facility is going to maintain the district court?
Yes, it will be district court. We have a district court here and a magistrate court. And if you look at the whole lot of issues in Kaswa, there's a need for us to also have a high court and a circuit court here in Kaswa.
Okay, so I'm told that there is also residential facility for the judges who will be presiding here. Is that so? If it is, what kind of residential facility have you built for the judges?
Exactly. That we have a bungalow for the court. There are two bungalows. If you pass here, just at the back of this building, it is there. It's already completed, which is in use now.
It's already in use, you are saying?
Yes.
All right. And so quickly tell us, when the president is here, what exactly are you going to be telling him?
Yeah, you tell the president the day that the contract was awarded and when it will finish. You also take him around to know all the various components in the building. And that's what we're going to do this morning.
Okay. Indeed. All right, so I see that the Attorney General and Minister for Justice is around, Godfred Yeboah-Daming. We're going to engage him quickly ahead of the President's visit. He has been on a campaign to help build up or shore up the residential facilities for the judicial service. And so, Mr. Minister, I greet you.
Thank you very much. How are you?
I'm very well. It's good to see you. And so, coming here, is this the first time you're coming here?
Well, this is not my first time in Kaswa, but for this is my first time in this part of Kaswa.
Okay. So, seeing the building you are seeing now, what are the thoughts that come to your mind as far as the building is concerned? Happy or not?
Oh, very happy, and for me, it represents a very significant addition to the infrastructure capacity of the judicial service. Indeed, never in the history of the country have we seen such a massive addition to the infrastructure capacity of the judicial service. We have about 100 courts being built around the country. We have the new Court of Appeal facilities also in Kumasi, in Shiaso, if my memory serves me right, in Shiaso and all that. And so I think that it shows the government's commitment to expansion of access to justice, and for me that's the most important thing, that the people will be able to access justice easily and speedily. We have a circuit court, high court coming here for the first time in Kaswa. That's a very significant achievement, and I think we must recognize that.
So I'm told that here in Kaswa, particularly the district court and the circuit court that is already here, which is the old building, most of the cases that come here are cases to do with fraud, land litigation, land issues, and all that. Is this something that you are aware of?
Yes, I'm aware of that, and I think it's generally in line with the makeup for the Ghanaian society. You know, the litigation of our properties and all is going on for quite some time now. And of course, criminal justice too, we have a keen interest in it. The Attorney General is responsible for the initiation and conduct of all crime. So we know the tendency for such cases to occur so much in this part of the country. And I think that I'm very much satisfied to see this edifice being put up for the people of Kaswa.
Are you aware of when this facility will be readily available for use by the judiciary?
Yes, I think by the new legal year. The new legal year commences in October. It's 95% complete. I myself conducted some inspection of it before the president will arrive. And I'm happy to note that all the furniture are in place and all other facilities are also in place. It's just a matter of them being installed. So in terms of the work, I'm sure the actual work will be done or completed probably in about 2 or 3 weeks. And by the new legal year, the facility will be open for use.
Okay, so one of the challenges that we know is that when it comes to lawyers from the AG's department available in various districts, there's a challenge. To what extent have you been able to resolve those challenges, and are you going to have state attorneys readily available in this particular constituency? I'm told it's the Wutu Senya East constituency.
Well, it's something we're working on, and I think I should also place on record that this year we've recruited about 50 new attorneys, in fact 60 new attorneys, and they're all being posted to outside Accra. In the practice where the new attorneys will reside in Accra and all will be a thing of the past. So they're being posted to region, central region, and then the northeast, Savannah, and what have you. And the Office of Attorney is also working at ensuring that there will be the construction of offices for the ministry in every region of Ghana. So I'm sure in about 3 years' time, we will see offices for the permanent offices for the Office of Attorney General and springing up in all the 60 regions of Ghana.
Okay, so just before I let you go, we know that even though this building is being constructed, it looks beautiful, we know that there are still pressing and urgent judicial service needs in terms of infrastructure across the country. What is really the game plan? I know you talked about some 100 and all that being built, but there still exist challenges in other remote areas. What is the game plan to resolve these challenges?
Well, the game plan, first and foremost, as I said, will be to ensure that access to justice is actually boosted. And by that, we will first work on constructing courthouses around the country and new offices for the Office of Attorney General, not only in the regions but also districts. And of course, the legal aid facilities and all legal aid their offices will be expanded to more districts in the country. Presently, we have about 60 districts in which legal aid is operating. Our game plan is to ensure that legal aid services are extended to every district in Ghana. So ultimately, I'm sure by the time President akufo-addo exists in 2025, 6 January, and by the time he's handing over power to a new MPP government, all of this would have been completed and done.
Thank you very much indeed. That is the Attorney General and Minister responsible for Justice here in the Republic of Ghana, Godfred Yeboah-Daming, speaking to us there. As I speak with you, the President of the Republic and his entourage are just making their way here into the Kaswa of Fankor Jar River Court complex here in the Kaswa region, particularly I should say the constituency name is what is escaping me, but it is the Senya East, Ewutu Senya East constituency. And so President akufo-addo and his entourage are just making their way here into the facility for purposes of inspecting, and I can see that the President's car is just pulling through to the premises here, and President akufo-addo will be ushered in by the officials who are gathered here. So they are officials from the construction company that is responsible for this building, and also the consultants. From the notices, we are told that the consultant is Neil Arch Consults and the contractor is Nana Hagan Ventures Company Limited, and they are the group of persons who are inspecting the place. If you can see now, the President of the Republic is just getting out of his vehicle. His officials and assistants are all by him, and he will be getting out of his car now to inspect this particular facility. I can see the Minister for the Central Region already here, and also the Minister for Justice, the Attorney General, is also present, helping to help the President to inspect this particular facility. So this is the building of the Kaswa of Fankor Jar River Court, which is currently 95% complete, and there is an existing circuit court and district court here, but with this building that is completed, there is going to be an addition, which is going to be a high court, and so there's going to be a high court here in Kaswa in the Ewutu Senya East constituency. We'll have a high court as part of the courts of adjudicature here in the Kaswa area. And so President akufo-addo is currently being briefed by the contractors and consultants, and I can see that he's been walked into the facility to have a first-hand feel of exactly what has been constructed, what the components of this building are. Initially, I was telling you that this facility has two courtrooms, two huge courtrooms, and then they have the judge's chamber. They also have the recorder's office and a registry. Apart from the registry, they also have offices for the registrar. So what it means is that this new court building is going to have a high court registrar and also a circuit court registrar. There is also offices for alternative dispute resolution, which is popularly called ADR. And so looking at the fact that this is a community that has a lot of litigations, we're told that the litigations that are predominant here are that of land issues, and so a lot of immovable property litigations here in the Kaswa area in the Ewutu Senya East constituency. And so it is appropriate that there is an alternative dispute resolution secretariat, both for the High Court and also for the Circuit Court. And then we are also told that the building has storerooms. It also has multiple washrooms. It has the cashier's office for obvious reasons, because people will be coming to litigate and they have to make payment.
And so in the making of payments, you definitely have to have a cash office. Beyond the cash office, they also have office facilities for the secretariat or for secretaries. They also have a gate house. The gate house, interestingly, has 2 holding areas. And so the gate house has 2 cell rooms, one for females and one for males. And so if someone is brought to court and the person is convicted, before he is handed over to the officers of the prisons, they can be held, they can be in hold here at the gate house. There is also a security post, and then beyond the security post there is also a standby generator, and then also solar panels have been erected here at this facility to ensure that the building goes green. And so beyond the fact that they have electricity coming in from the national grid, the contractors made sure that they installed solar panels so that the building can be said to be a green environment. And so that is the facility that President Akufo-Addo is currently inspecting. I can see that President Akufo-Addo has gone on a tour of the building and is currently being ushered out of the building, perhaps back to his vehicle, so he can proceed with other engagements that he has today. President Akufo-Addo is going to be going on several other engagements beyond here. From here, he will be inspecting a facility, the construction of the Kaswa-Bojiase Road. I've been joined by a gentleman, and I will quickly ask your name and what you do in this municipality.
My name is Abdurrahman, and I'm an assistant director at the Municipal Assembly.
Okay, so you are part of those who come closer. You are part of those who went on the tour with the president. What exactly has the president been told?
He was briefed about, the High Court developments there, and then how far they've gone in terms of the project's completion. And I think he's very impressed. Yeah.
Okay, so to what extent, I'm told by the resident engineer that the building is 95% complete. From where you sit, do you subscribe to the fact that this building is 95% complete?
I would probably say 97%, yeah. So probably the engineer is just being, humble by, downgrading how far they've gone in terms of the project's completion. But I think they've done so well because we were here when the whole project was started, and then they've gone really at a very fast pace, and then we have a very beautiful High Court here.
Okay, so President of the Republic, Nana Addo Akufo-Addo, has just inspected the court complex here, and as you can see in your shots, the president is exiting the Kaswa court complex onwards to the next stop for his tour of the central region. Yes, and so let me quickly ask you, Rahman, your name is Rahman, right? So Rahman, as we exit, we are told that this building is going to be ready for use in the next legal year, which commences in October. From where you sit, do you think that timeline can be met?
Oh yeah, of course. If it's 95% complete, as estimated by the engineer, then obviously by October it should be 100% ready. Yeah. Okay,
the last question I'll put to you is the issue about security. To what extent have you made available security personnel to ensure that security is maintained, nobody encroaches the building and takes anything from here that does not belong to him or her?
Lovely, and luckily enough, we have a police post right here. It's literally a police station, so it's a minor police station, even though it's not a very broad police station. But then it's there to provide security for not just the High Courts, but also the Assembly and residents here. So obviously, the court is in good hands, and yeah, everything should be all right. Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much, Rahman. Thank you for speaking with us. So quickly, that is the president's visit to the Kaswa court complex. Yes, he's come here to come and see for himself exactly the state of affairs. The building, we are told, is 95% complete, and by the start of the next legal year, the 2022-2023 legal year, which starts in the second week of October in 2022, this building will be available to the judicial service for use for purposes of adjudicating cases and to make sure that justice seekers in the Ewutu Senya East constituency receive the best hours of service. And so, Kweku, I hand over back to you as we move to the next location.
Live from the Kaswa Court Complex, where President Akufo-Addo has just inspected the facility. We're told it is 95% complete, and very soon the building will be useful to the people in the area, in the area of judicial matters. President Akufo-Addo has just inspected the Kaswa Court Complex, and he is now moving out of the place. If you've just joined us, you're watching our special coverage of the President's regional tours. This is a Central Region edition, and the President today began a 2-day working tour of the Central Region. Remember, the President will continue the tour tomorrow in Cape Coast, and we will be bringing you live updates. Right from here, the President will get ready to cut sword for the Kaswa-Bojuasi Road. Don't forget that he will also be paying courtesy call on traditional rulers. The President has already engaged media houses in Kaswa. This morning he was on a radio interview. He will also be inspecting Agenda 111 projects, as well as hold meetings with MMDCEs. Shortly, the President will be heading to Bojuasi, where he will be cutting sword for the Kaswa-Bojuasi Road. And as you can see on your screens, that contractors, they are getting ready to begin that project. The President will cut sword for the project to begin in about an hour's time. You're watching a special coverage of the President's regional tours. We are also live on a number of TV stations, including GTV, City TV, Metro TV, Adom TV, Netu TV, Wuntumi TV, Movement TV, Wezo TV, Asasi Radio, and you're watching us live on Facebook on the Ministry of Information Facebook page. My name is Kweku Obienje. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, we'll take you live to Bojuasi Kaswa, where President Akufo-Addo will cut sword for the road there. Stay with us. This is a production by the Ministry of Information.
Taking place in their regions, also to offer you the opportunity to ask them the critical questions and also demand answers for most projects that you haven't heard much about. You want to know about the projects that the President and the government is undertaking in the various regions. Agenda 111, you want to know about implementation of most of the social protection programs. You want to know things, and we are here to offer the platform for the various regional ministers to update you firsthand on some specific projects that are taking place in their regions, and to offer you and your media houses the opportunity to come and ask them all the important questions so that we can all inform Ghanaians and collectively we can build our motherland together. Thank you.
Kwesi Hosi. The project is work in progress. For some parts of our facilities, about 90% complete.